Good morning, everybody. This is take number 6, and however this comes out, this is going to be the final take. Now, this is going to be essentially a free piece of strategic advice to component manufacturers, particularly companies like Gleason and any others that work with Gearworks, essentially. Gearworks, rack and pinion systems, worm gear drives, anything industrially useful. Okay. I'm just going to come out and say it. You guys need to either create, buy, or contribute to the development for CAD software for the average person. Okay. There are tons of creatives and inventives out there that would benefit from a an accessible CAD software platform that would offer ease to the people who aren't deep into the engineering side, but also offer an incredible amount of complexity to people who are deep on the engineering side with a physics engine so you can build your contraptions and ideas and simulate wear over time. Okay? And heat and everything else. Essentially, and this is the thing, this is a freebie because I personally really want to see this. I really want to see this happen, especially in Trump's America, where supposedly we're going to be building and manufacturing things in this country again. I know for a fact that I have some interesting fucking contraptions that I can make. I know the average person also has some interesting contraptions that they want to make, and those contraptions can eventually become the backbone of small businesses that turn into medium, that turn into large businesses. All right. Gearworks in particular is kind of a tall hurdle for normal people, regardless of how deep they are into engineering. But for normal people, the difference between putting in orders and getting hardware comes down to the fact that they just do not have the modeling software that can translate the geometries from the projects over into an automated order system. The overhead is too high for a lot of people. Okay. Now, you could go and create your own CAD software and offer it freely. You can attempt to buy out companies that produce CAD software and start doing free licensing, at least for non commercial. Generally, that tends to be the split. Offer it freely to individuals and then do licensing plans for businesses and corporations. Um, FreeCAD, you could support FreeCAD. I forget if it is under one roof or if it's fully collaborative. I forget the structure for FreeCAD. But assuming it's fully open source and forkable, you can, create your own version, have a relatively small development team, create your own variant of FreeCAD, and then offer that to potential individual consumers. Okay. Now, on top of the fact that if you can get around everything and just support FreeCAD, it would also give you a decent amount of leeway and your competition, whether we want to talk about it or not, a certain amount of leeway in creating systems so that project files can quickly be turned into orders and just auto ordered. All right. But people are creative and there are tons of inventives out there, and gear work is fundamental to industrial processes. Gears are useful everywhere for everything. Maybe not everything, but most things. All right. The overhead is too high, the accessibility is too low, the general engineering knowledge can be a bit troublesome for normal people. If you create or support or, you know, any flavor of the rainbow, if you get CAD software and you make it available freely to normal people, it is going to boost your sales. All right. May not happen overnight. It may take years to break even on it. But the contraptions that people are imagining today are the future businesses that will be pumping you full of cash tomorrow. All right. I can tell you, for instance, right now, that in my head, I have ideas for different ways to do transmissions that go back to honestly durability, a lot more durability. And again, having a physics engine attached to it so you can simulate wear and heat over time is important. But people have ideas. People need the ability to transfer these ideas into software, and then from the software, of course, there should be two modes, a more beginner friendly, relaxed CAD program that you can in one click flip over into incredibly complex geometries. Okay. There is no losing here. It's a win for consumers. It is a win for inventives and creatives. It is a win for your profit margins as orders start coming in, as people try to create their own components, their own hardware, their own systems. It's a win across the board. Okay. Um, where else was I gonna go with this? Give me 1 second. Just a second, guys. No. Personally, so I wrote it down as AutoCAD. I don't know why. Um, I was thinking of FreeCAD. FreeCAD is something you can get, relative. Well, obviously free. Um, but FreeCAD, back when I used it, it was probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. FreeCAD was not exactly the most stable option. All right, it's useful, but uh, you also, I don't know what version it might be up to now, but I know I lost a decent amount of work tied to generating things for 3D printing. But with actual corporate backing, companies like Gleason, which I ended up finding out about because of, I forget if it was talking about tractors that survived a long time, or automotive components. And it's just like, okay, are they still in operation? Oh my God, they're still in operation. Gleason Corporation, do something like this, please, for the betterment of human society and economy and everything. Everything. Develop in house, buy competition, or fork an existing open source project and start getting very refined CAD platforms out on the market so normal people can transform their ideas into actual action. Okay. But something like FreeCAD, back when I used it, lost a ton of work because, of course, you know, things in beta break and stability isn't perfect. I have no idea what it's like now, but that being said, it beats AutoCAD from Autodesk, where LT, AutoCAD Lite, cost-effective 2D CAD software for drawing, design, and documentation, $540 a year. That hurts normal people. That hurts creatives. That sucks, honestly. Um, for some people, that's an entire paycheck, and especially for creatives, especially broke creatives, um, or maybe not broke creatives, but for normal people who really need to test ideas, all right, to see if it's worth dumping money into advanced Gearworks. All right. And of course, as part of the physics simulation, you have to account for materials as well, because creatives and inventives have the problem of there is a mountain of cheap Chinese, not Chinese, plastic gears, Chinesium metal gears. There's all sorts of not great Gearworks available. All right, and most people they just need introductory CAD software that can upscale with them as they become more into the process. All right. And then on top of it as well, if you can offer it free license to individuals for the software, and then you can also go ahead and charge any company, um, same as Autodesk does. You can charge them subscriptions, so when people do actually turn their ideas into orders and those orders into products and those products into businesses, they can start actually, you know, paying and contributing to the overall success of the idea. But legit AutoCAD for 2D and 3D, AutoCAD specialized tool sets and apps, $2,095 a year, 260 a month. Not everybody has an idea that's going to make it to production. All right, that's admitted. That's fair. But there are still tons of people out there who are a little accessibility boost away from possibly changing their entire lives. So when it comes to all of you industrial manufacturers out there, all of you industrial companies, get free CAD software into the hands of individuals by any means possible. Integrate your own ordering platform into these programs to make it as seamless, quick, and easy for people to put in orders, modify material types, do all the things, and empower the creativity to the fullest extent possible. And it will lead to better sales. All right. A given, you know, a set of Gearworks for the average person, may not amount to much. Might be more of a ball ache. Honestly, I have no idea how big of order requirements some of you have, but in the future where we have to produce everything in this country, for this country, in this country, it is going to help your bottom line quite a bit to have people just to their heart's content coming up with ideas, contraptions, inventions, all the nine. and making it happen using your CAD software, pipelining orders to your accounts. I'm going to end it here. I realize that I am not exactly nailing the pitch, okay? But, truth be told, this is, I think I said, attempt number 6. I kept calling AutoCAD, like referencing AutoCAD as if it was FreeCAD, and I only noticed it on attempt 5. Like, terrible, terrible. But in addition to it, there are so many angles that you can approach this from that every single time the angle changes just a little bit. Regardless, materials manufacturers, all right, component manufacturers, get on this. Make accessibility a priority. Get normal people into every single process possible. It will pay off. Given I can't necessarily guarantee that, but it will almost assuredly, guaranteedly pay off. All right, you just gotta give it time. There are still people who have hope. There are still people who are creative enough to slap something together that can revolutionize everything. Regardless, I'll end it here. This has been Michael from Spades Consulting. Stop by www.spadesconsulting.com without the dash. Should you need business or personal advice or support, for the record, is the thing, various levels of support. If you are interested in written content, stop by the Substack. It's linked in the description box below, as well as in the navigation on the site. If you like and appreciate the video and also believe that these companies would benefit massively from offering free CAD software to the average working Joe, to the average Joe and Jane, to get their ideas into reality, like, favorite, sub, share, do all the things, ring the bell, ding the bell, tickle the bell, do all the things to the bell that you want. And with that, I will end it here, and I will see you guys next time.